yeah, if you're in the Facebook this morning, give us a shout out. Who are you? Where are you? And let us know what you're doing in relation to Portugal. Are you an expat, an explorer, a mulling it over, seeing if you want to come here? Let us look a little bit of vocabulary now and our What a Palavra feature, where we squeeze a few words in a nice, easygoing sort of way. And this is the backdrop here, I can tell you, is... that goes with a news story, actually. Another news story from the Portugal news. And look, Algarve oranges to be exported regularly to German Lidls. Algarve oranges are to start being exported regularly to Germany under a contract recently signed between Lidl, one of the largest retail companies, and Casial. Casial being the Portuguese company, I suspect. So good news there for the Algarve economy, for the Portuguese economy. And yeah, Lidl's, no surprise to find a Lidl's around just about every corner. It's a nice familiar touch for someone like me from the UK. I think Lidl's are probably all over Europe, aren't they? And doing a sterling job in provisioning our lives here. And of course, the remarkable middle aisle, that middle-aged men, like the middle aisle of Lidl, I think, because you can find all those incredible and random, truly random tools in the middle of the Lidl. I didn't know I was going to say that, I promise you. Let me find for you then the word of the day. In fact, there's a couple connected with oranges this morning, very simply. And I meant to do this when I was in the Career Palace the other morning, because I had one of those fabulous continental breakfasts. You know, the way they do it in the palace is like a lot of big hotels. You know, there's a little bit of a nod to the British breakfast, the egg and bacon. Then there's the cold fruit, and then there's a cereal and yogurt and bread and stuff like that. And obviously coffee, tea, and whatever you want. But it's a funny thing, isn't it, that if you don't drink orange juice at home, you tend to find it if you go to a hotel, don't you? Orange juice just seems to be a standard fare in a hotel breakfast. And I'm sure there'll be an outcry if there wasn't any. So what I'm sharing with you now is this is a brand in Portugal, Hero, I suspect they pronounce it, Hero, since 1886, an ancient fruit producer and fruit juice producer. They are heralding the release of their new juice, which I suspect is lower in sugar, which will be welcomed by people around the country, especially public health officials, because it's a very sugary country. I'm not complaining about it. You just have to be careful. You have to sort of, use your own sense of moderation when going about your business here. I never used to have sugar in coffee. Now I have half a sugar. I don't think I've ever eaten so many cakes and goodies in my life. And I'm going, it's a curve, like having got here. Wow, pastel de nata. Wow, look at this, look at that, all these lovely sugary treats. And where I am in the graph at the moment, it's leveling out a little bit. And I suspect it, with any luck, it will tail off a little bit too. And I will utilize my own sense of moderation with the amount of sugar available in Portugal, because that's what they talk about, since diabetes time bomb and so on, as it is with many Western cultures. So just be careful out there, enjoy yourself, but maybe not too much. And this is little Hero's nod or gesture towards helping people reduce their sugar intake. 30% less sugar, I think, is what's being said about this juice here, and it's a delicious sounding Manga Laranja fruit juice. Okay, so the word for mango, beautifully cut there. In my experience, I've never been able to cut and dissect a mango as efficiently as they've done for this photo shoot. And a beautiful cut orange there, as you can see. That one may well be from the Algarve as well. You do see that on other brands, the boasting of the use of the Algarve orange. So there you go. Mango is manga. Well worth knowing, especially if you've got kids. And it's an iced tea flavor as well, iced tea manga. And our kids like that. And Laranja is what you need to know the word for orange. And we have a mandarin tangerine tree outside that is laden with fruit at the moment. Something I'm not used to in February. I mean, certainly I've never had you wouldn't have a citrus tree in your garden in England, but you wouldn't expect to be an abundance of fruit there in your back garden towards, well, it was from all of February. The tree is laden with fresh fruit, and I think a very good health strategy at the moment with what's going on virally around the world to keep your vitamin C intake up. Public health announcement there here on the Good Morning Portugal radio show for you. Come to Portugal, eat oranges and citrus, and get your vitamin C intake up. Mrs. M's even talking about powdering the peel. I think you've got, even in the pith and the peel, you have a lot of vitamin C. Probably most of it, in fact. That's how it works with fruit, isn't it? So much of the goodness is in the fibre and not the bits we tend to eat, us human beings. So there you go. What are palavras today? A couple of palavras for you. Manga for mango and laranja for orange. And that's a lovely word to say as well, isn't it? Laranja. And thank you, Errol, for your new entry into the drinks market there with your manga laranja combo.